One important aspect which comes up is what is the profile of a salesperson? What is that ideal profile of a salesperson? Now, to answer this in the right way, the one of the ways is to try to think of yourself as a customer. If you think of yourself as a customer and answer the question, what is the kind of the salesperson whom you would like to interact with? Who is the kind of the salesperson? What should he be having? What kind of behavior he should be displaying? You would see that customers like to meet a salesperson who is an optimist. They like to meet a salesperson who is knowledgeable. They would like to meet a salesperson who is very friendly. And they would also like to meet a salesperson who is always available for handling queries. Behind these aspects, two important aspects which a salesperson should always focus on are emotional control and learnability. A salesperson should be one who has an extremely high emotional control and should be learnable because as and when new products come or new scenarios develop, he should be able to learn from it, adapt to it, and quickly respond to it. Now, there's nothing like a salesperson should always wear a tie. There is nothing like a salesperson should always be a sporting some particular dress or something, unless you want to identify yourself with your organization doing that. But what's very important in this whole conversation is that a well-mannered and a well-groomed salesperson builds trust in the customer. And sales is all about trust building. If you have been able to build trust in your customer, believe me, half of your sales is always done. And well-mannered and well-groomed salesperson is a start point. Now, when we are talking well-mannered, well-groomed, it's not essential that you always kind of wear the best possible shirts or buy the best. It's not that. It's about how you come across to the customer, how you are when you are meeting him. For example, most likelihood when you are talking to a customer, you would have traveled on a bike. We know the condition of our cities and therefore the pollution on the roads and therefore the weather and how battered down a salesperson can be. Maybe you are meeting your 6th customer for the day. Understand, every one of them have very high expectation, and maybe you are under pressure to finish your targets, and your team leader or your manager has put a lot of pressure on you. Now, given this kind of a scenario, in this kind of a context, maybe immediately after the meeting you will have to report status. Now, in this kind of a scenario, being able to display the attributes that we are saying here is the challenge that a salesperson has to face. It's not about keeping a comb in your bag. It's not about trying to keep a very well composed perspective and all. But the thing is that unless you are able to get over all of these and compartmentalize these and then focus on the customer, you will not be able to deliver. Now, to overcome all these, which is not simple, you have to be displaying 3 things. Definitely these 3 behaviors has to be very strong. Number 1 is optimist, eternally optimist. Number 2, emotional control. Number three, learnability. Believe me, a customer doesn't buy a product. A customer buys the salesperson first. Then the customer buys the company that you represent. And then the customer buys the solution that you're talking of and the product that you're ultimately selling. So this is a sequence. So you as a salesperson, if you're unable to impress the customer here, the sales won't proceed here. Keep this in mind. Always, for the sake of your customer, try to overcome all of these challenges, whether it's a bike or whether it's a Mumbai local train, whatever. Guys, we have to be able to get up on this, get over with this, and get on to the job. And remember, at the end of the day, if the customer remembers you, whether it's a deal done or not, it doesn't matter. You will do lots of deals with that customer in any case. You have to be able to create a very, very good impression with the customer on every call that you make with him. You know that should you have any queries, please feel free to contact METL at metl.in. Okay.